Why is hearing and eye protection an absolute must while on the range? Well, you only have one set of eyes and one set of ears, so you should certainly protect them. Whether you're the one shooting or you're just a spectator, you always want to wear hearing and eye protection while on the range. When you discharge a gun, there's a cloud of smoke and particles around you. That's the debris and burnt powder from the inside of the cartridge. You definitely want to make sure that you protect your eyes. On the outside of my range bag, I got this little guy clipped on there. It's holding my eye protection. I have two different sets that I carry with me all the time. One of them is for either indoor shooting, clear, or when there's a lot of overcast and it's not really bright. And the others are always outdoor shooting. I never wear these indoors. They're pretty heavily tinted, and those are great for outdoor shooting. Another thing that you may want to consider adding into your repertoire of eye protection in addition to glasses is going to be some sort of a hat with a brim. I use a baseball cap when I shoot. The baseball cap brim is protecting the top part of my glasses. It stops the hot brass that's coming out of my gun from hitting me and falling down behind my safety glasses, burning my cheek or my eyebrow. It's happened before. It is not pleasant at all. Now, hearing protection is super important as well, because your ears can only withstand a certain decibel level of noise before it starts causing permanent damage and immense pain. An average gunshot is usually between 150 and 160 decibels. Some much louder, like rifles, some much quieter, like 22s. But on the average, a handgun about 150 to 160. When you're in the market for a new set of ear protection, you want to be especially observant of what's on the packages. So they're going to have different decibel ratings. They're usually going to be somewhere in the 20s, 21, 22 is usually the lowest, and they range all the way up to the low 30s. What that means is that it's taking your 150 to 160 decibel shot from your firearm and dropping you down 20 or 30 decibels. So all that your ears are taking in is 130 or so, 140, depending on what kind of rating that you have. To give you kind of an idea, an ambulance siren is 130 decibels. So standing nearby an ambulance as the ambulance is driving by is not nearly as harmful on your ears as standing in front of a firearm when it's discharged. So you definitely want to take advantage of a really good quality hearing protection. It's going to offer a lot of coverage. So you can go with disposable plugs. These are by Howard Light, and they are a noise reduction rating of 33. I don't know if you can see that the package is kind of crumply because it's been in my range bag, but these are a 33 decibel rating. So if my gunshot was a 53 decibel rating, it would drop me down to 120, which is not nearly as harmful to my eardrums. You can get little plugs that come in cute little packages inside. These are by Surefire. Come in a little lanyard. You can hang them around your neck when you're not shooting. They come with these little plugs that go in. You can get ones that have disposable squishies on them and a lanyard. Or you can go with these. I really like these. It's what I've been using more recently for outdoor shooting. Sometimes the earmuffs, they get kind of sweaty when you're shooting like in really extreme heats. So these are by 3M. They're Peltors. Hang them around my neck. They go right in. They offer a lot of protection. Indoor ranges, there's a lot more sound reverberating off of the walls and coming back at you, so there's nowhere for the sound to escape to. Indoor shooting is generally a lot more harmful for your ears. If you do have very sensitive ears, you may want to consider doubling up on your hearing protection. You may want to put in your plugs and then put your muffs on over top, so you're getting an extra layer of protection. Downside to that is that if you are taking a course or you're shooting with someone else or taking instruction of any kind, you're gonna have a harder time communicating with the person that you're with, because you're not gonna be able to hear very much, but you're gonna not leave the range with a ringing headache. If you go with electronic earmuffs, electronics are gonna range anywhere from, I think 30 bucks is the cheapest I've seen them, all the way up to about 85. So you're gonna be paying for the name that's on them as well as their decibel rating. So definitely want to pay attention to the packaging when you're purchasing, looking at what you're getting out of the product. If you already have a set of hearing protection that you really like, you just wish they're a little bit more comfortable, I would suggest getting noise fighters. Those are the pads, nice and squishy jelly. I did a review on them back a couple months ago, so you can go look through my videos, or you know, maybe like click on wherever the link is and watch that. Say hello to Yzma. The electronic part of the earmuff is going to allow everything around you sound-wise to be amplified, because you have the protection on, so normally you would have less hearing. It's going to amplify the sound around you, so you're going to be able to hear people's voices very clearly, and anything over a certain decibel, and that will shut off, so you'll still have the hearing protection coverage, and when there's no shooting, you'll be able to listen to the course of fire, your instructions, the range officer commands, what have you. If you find that the hearing protection you have been using isn't giving you the best coverage, you may want to consider investing in something with a higher decibel rating, or like I said previously, doubling up on your hearing protection, especially indoors. It is much louder. Protecting your ears is definitely an investment worth making. You can get cheap disposable plugs. These are one-time use. These are $1. You can get them basically at any range counter you go to. Or you can go with the other ones on the strings that I showed you, these green ones or the purple and orange ones. Those are going to be maybe $3-4 a pair depending on how big of a pack you buy them in. And these Surefires are $12 or so when you buy them online. So they're pretty cheap. You can use them over and over again. Most of them are silicone or foam, or silicone foam combination, but they're really good. It's good to keep in your bag as like a spare or backup. If you end up going with the earmuffs route, regular earmuffs are going to have the same kind of rating system as electronics. They just won't have the fancy electronics where you can talk to your friends on the range. So when you go with electronics, I've seen these, not this particular brand, just electronics in general, range anywhere from $30 to about $85 a pair. Now what you're paying for is the name brand and also the decibel rating. So you want to make sure that you are conscious of your packaging, make sure that you read them. If you're at a sporting goods store, ask a clerk if you can't find it on the packaging what they're rated for, and make sure that you're getting really great coverage. Guys, thanks so much for sticking around this whole time. In fact, I'm not going to make you watch me untangle all of this, although I really appreciate you guys sticking around and being patient while they all got stuck together. Whatever you're using, whether you're using dollar disposables or $60 electronics, let me know in the comments what you're using and why you think it's the best.